If someone handed you gold on a silver platter, would you do everything in your power to grab that gold and take it? Think about that for a minute. If they were handing it over to you for pennies, would you trade the pennies for the gold? Today I have a story about something that happened to me today. And it's not so much something that happened to me, but it was something that I witnessed within two people today. One of them I will call, the successful mindseted person, the abundant mindseted person. And then the other person is the broke mindset person. The first person is telling me that they are going to do everything in their possible power right now to join my business and to make it happen for themselves because they see the value. They're going to trade the pennies for the gold bar, so to speak. $25, people. This person spent 2 hours washing a Mother Mary statue at a church to ensure himself that he can actually have that money to be able to join my opportunity here and be able to trade the pennies for the gold bar. The other person I was talking to tells me, even though they're sitting in a house fully furnished, everything's beautiful and has a husband, and there's lots of stuff there. There's lots of possibilities for opportunity there. But this person is telling me that they have no money, they have no desire to do anything about it, even though they're asking me for my help. And then they're also condemning me when I ask for payment for my services. So the funniest thing is that seeing these two people in contrast, the abundance and the broke, it's so apparent to me why so many people fail is because they're not willing to do whatever it takes in order to make something happen. Me, I've always been somebody who always asks myself, not, and I don't tell myself I can't afford that. I always ask myself, how can I afford that? How can I make that happen? And with whatever it was in my life, getting into my business, going to Europe, everything and anything that I've ever had in my life that ever took money or resources or time or whatever, I always told myself that it would happen and I would figure out the way that it was going to happen. This person, let's just call her like Bonnie, she was telling me that it's impossible, I'm a bad person for asking for those services, for the fee for the services, and she was basically telling me that she wanted everything that I had to offer for nothing. She said, you acted like you wanted to help me, but when I told you that I didn't have the money, your tone changed. And I was like, I still have to provide food for myself. I still have to, do everything it takes in order to make sure that I have clothes on my back, everything like that, gas in my tank, everything. And to be treated like a criminal for that, that's the hallmark of a broke mindseted person. The other person, previously they had a broke mindset, but then they saw that, if they really want something in life, they need to go after it and take action, and they need to actually make it happen for themselves. And if they don't do that, nothing is going to change. They had their own conversations with broke mindseted people, and they could see it in the way that they were talking. And whenever somebody does that, or says that, or acts that way, or whatever, you don't really want to get around them, especially if you're a network marketer like myself. Especially if you're in any sort of business for yourself, you don't want to do business with people who are going to cheat you and try to take your time, your precious time. I spent about an hour talking to this person before she dropped the bomb that, no, I don't really, this isn't worth my time, whatever. Even though I'm getting significantly better results in my business than she is in hers. Even though I have friends who are getting extremely more results in their businesses than her friends are, even though she's still stuck in her thinking. But this other person, the abundant mindseted person, wants to meet these people. He wants to network with my friends. He wants to meet my mentors. He wants to come to Denver with me next week, or this week rather. On Thursday I'm going to be going. And this person only told me a few days ago that they were interested. And everything worked out for that person. They got a free ticket to this event from somebody else who was not going. They are getting the money together to get a plane ticket. They're doing everything it takes. And this person started in the same square as this other woman. And the only difference between the two of them is their mindset. The resources available to them are not different. The other person manifested money out of thin air, basically, and just, went off of, how can I make this happen? So this is my thought for you. If you've been thinking about joining me in what I'm doing here, you know that it's only halfway through the month, and I've already grossed about $2,000 for this month. That's very not typical of somebody who is new to network marketing. It's very different because this is a very different company. If you're thinking about this, and if you've been pondering this for a while, start asking yourself the question, how can I? Rather than telling yourself that you can't. Because anything is possible, my friends, anything. And if your mindset is the only thing that's keeping you from getting there, you got to change that. Because I'm sure that I'm not the only thing, and my business is not the only thing that's stopping you from getting everything that you want in your life. I'm pretty sure that everything that I have to offer you is pale in comparison with what life has to offer you. And if you're still thinking that you can't, and that you can't, and you can't, and you can't, and you can't, and it's too expensive,